It's a Friday afternoon. I pull my car up in front of my daughter's high school. And it's important that I tell you that my daughter Isabel knows this story and gave me consent to share it. Seems like any other school pickup day. She gets in the front seat, throws her backpack in back, and today she crosses her arms, stares straight ahead, and says, I have a medical subject I need to discuss with you, so we can do that now or we can do it later. Right. In my head, I'm making a list of reasons a healthy 16-year-old girl will initiate a medical conversation in a confrontational tone. It's not a long list, you just made the same list. There are lots of ways she could start this conversation. She could say, Dad, I need to talk to you about something. No. We can do it now or we can do it later. I suspect she's been working on that opener most of the afternoon. And I resent that she's making this into a test. Like, I have to pick now. Obviously, now is the right answer, and that will communicate to her that what she has to say is important to me, and what she has to say is important to me. But she is being a little bully, and I don't want to let her win. I'm also getting a vibe like this might be some kind of female medical topic. And I don't want to talk about confrontational female medical topics because I'm already uncomfortable thinking about it. And now I'm starting to wonder, is she going to tell me she was attacked? She needs an abortion? She's got an STD? I don't know what. She's clearly anticipating some kind of negative response from me, but her mom left town a while ago, and so now she's just stuck with me and my very meager command of women's health. And I look at her, and I can see she's nervous too. She's scared, which is why she's starting the conversation this way. She's nervous, and this is her way of being strong and being direct and taking control, which I admire. So when she says, I have a medical subject to discuss with you, it's not a test of now or later. It's a test for her to find out whether I'm actually going to listen to her and whether I will create safety. So, with superhuman self-restraint, I condense all my fears and anxieties and worst-case scenarios into 3 syllables. Now is fine. I'm getting an IUD. So either you can make me a doctor's appointment or I'll just go to Planned Parenthood. Okay. Well, it's easy to jump to conclusions now, so I do. She's becoming sexually active. She's evaluating contraception alternatives. She's trying to make a responsible choice. Apparently, there's a boy. Who's the boy? And it's like she reads my mind. And I'm not sexually active. It's because of my periods. Oh, I didn't see that coming. I didn't know we were going to talk about periods. Nobody tells single dads how to talk about periods. I don't know what to say. No, there's no therapist, no OBGYN, no gal pal, no bartender tells a single dad how to have a conversation with his daughter about periods. We're just not taught how to talk to our daughters about female physiology, so we don't. We avoid the subject. Guys never just, sit around and bullshit about periods. So this conversation with my daughter, it's like a yoga pose. Like emotionally, I'm a pretzel. She tells me the cramps are really bad. They're so bad that she watches the calendar in fear of the first day. That once she had to curl up on the floor at school, it was so painful and she was embarrassed. And she tells me other uncomfortable and messy details. I do the math, and I figure out she's gone through this 50 times already. 50 times in our house where I live, and I never knew, not even once, because it's never discussed. I had no idea she was going through this every month, and she's done her own research on hormonal IUDs, which should lessen the severity of all these symptoms and conditions and improve her quality of life and her comfort, and that's what she's decided to do. I listen to every word. She is being honest and vulnerable and brave. And when she's done, I simply say, okay, sweetheart, I understand. And she says, no, you don't. You don't understand until you start bleeding out of your genitals. That's what she said. I say, of course, we can make a doctor's appointment. The procedure goes fine, everything's fine. Until about a week later, she calls me from school, sobbing on the phone. Dad, I think something's wrong with my IUD. It hurts so bad. Can you please come get me? So now I'm racing to the school. I'm calling the doctor's office from the car while I drive, or should I take her to the ER? I get there, and a teacher has to help her into the car. She's bent over and crying. We get to the clinic. She can barely walk across the parking lot. She leans on me. Halfway through the lobby, she can't make it, and she kneels down. She's pulling on my arm and shaking and crying, and I'm just standing here. I have no idea what's wrong with her. I don't know how to help. It's a minute or two. It feels like an hour, and then she relaxes, and she takes a breath, and she looks up at me with tears on her face, and she says, I feel like I'm getting fingered by Freddy Krueger. That's what she said. The nurse comes out and takes her back. The nurse comes back to the waiting room a few minutes later and says, it's not the IUD, it's an ovarian cyst. I don't know what that is. I know what ovaries are. I'm like Googling everything. Does she need surgery? Is this serious? They say she'll be fine. They give her some drugs. They send us home. And Isabel falls asleep in the car with her head against the window. And I look over at her on the way home, and I get it. That when she shares these things with me, when she includes me this way in this conversation and all the ones that come after it, it's not a test. It feels like a test to me, but to her, it's not a test. It's an invitation.
Girls become lovers.